Hello, and welcome to the first video for Jennifer Feenstra's Workplace Communications 301 course. I made it on February 21st, 2015, in my office in Building 9. You all know where that is because we visited it during the tour of the campus we went on just last week. I've created this video to help you understand what you'll need to do for the Toolbox Talk project. In class, we've already discussed what a Toolbox Talk is. A short oral presentation given by one member of a team about a safety topic that's important for all members of that work team to remember. And in class, we watched a video of a Toolbox Talk about hand safety that you answered questions on, and then we discussed as a group. So you have a general idea about the presentation you'll be giving to your classmates in 2 weeks. As you watch this video, please follow along in the project booklet I gave you in class. Now, let's look at some of the specifics. This is the cover page of the project booklet. As you can see here, you'll earn your grade for this project in 3 parts. Most of the points, in fact 75% of them, are going to be given for your actual oral presentation in front of the class. So please take every opportunity to practice what you're going to say, with me if you can, or with your classmates. 5% of your mark will come from your participation as an audience member for your classmates as they give their presentations, which does not mean talking while other people are presenting. No, you'll have to take notes on what each presenter says and prepare a question to ask that presenter. I'll show you the audience worksheet in a moment. And the work that you're going to do to research your topic and prepare your PowerPoint slides has a value of 20%, making for the total of 100% for this project. Here on page 2 of the project booklet is a list of possible topics you can choose from, or you can come up with your own topic on a safety issue you know about from your work in the plant. This is the page for you to save research on, and here's also another one. Remember all the tips about how to do research that I gave you when we did the in-class assignment about your company just last week? Find that handout in your binder and use it again for this project. It's also in the document section of the D2L folder for this class. Next, I want to tell you about the handout you'll have to create as a part of this project. The work page for it is on page 3 of the booklet, and it looks like this. Now, just what is a handout, I can hear you asking yourself. It's a piece of paper with all the important information that you want your classmates to remember after you've given your presentation. You'll give each person in the class a copy of it after you've finished talking and have answered all of their questions. So you can have an idea what a handout looks like. Here's an example that one of my students created for his presentation last year on fire safety. As you can see, this handout has only one complete sentence on it, and that's the introduction. All the rest of the information is given in bullet form. No complete sentences. Your audience has to remember the information, so why not make it easy for them? Your handout can look however you decide to design it, but you have to make one. So let's go to the next page, where you'll find out exactly how many PowerPoint slides you have to make. As you can see from the list here at the bottom of the page, you must have at least 7 slides. So these include a title page, a contents page, a page for each one of your main points, which means you have to have 3 main points at least. Then a conclusion page, and finally, a thank you and do you have any questions page. Please watch the video called Tips for PowerPoint Presentations that I've prepared. It will give you lots of ideas on how to design slides that your audience will actually enjoy looking at. And you'll find that video in the D2L folder for our class, where you found this video. Now, on the next page, what you're seeing is the audience participation task sheet you'll have to fill in for each of your classmates' presentations. To get all 5 points, you'll have to write down the main ideas, your question, as well as the name of the presenter and the topic. And no, the spelling in your question doesn't matter, but yes, you do have to write one of these for each one of your classmates. So now you want to know, how am I going to decide your mark? Well, first, during your presentation, I'll be taking notes on a paper like what you see on this next page here. I'll be checking if you did the task I asked you to do, if your presentation is well organized, if you use the new vocabulary that we've studied, if you speak using good grammar, and if I can understand what you say. Oh, and I'll be writing down exactly how long you speak as well. And then when I come back to my office, after the presentation class, I'll also use this marking grid called a rubric to help me choose your mark. You can get anything from 1 point to 15 points for each of these sections. So if you look carefully at this sheet, what you'll see is that to get the most points, you have to speak for a minimum of 8 minutes. You have to talk on 6 slides. You have to be prepared to use good vocabulary, and you have to use good grammar, and you have to speak clearly. So, that brings us to the end of this video about the work you have to do for the Toolbox Talk project. The paper booklet you have in your hand is also in your own portfolio file on D2L. You can do the work on the computer or on the paper hard copy. It's your choice. Both of those formats have more pages for you to prepare your work on. And again, please remember to watch the video called Tips for PowerPoint Presentations before you start creating your slides. And remember, if you have any questions, you know where to find me, either in class or in my office, which is in Building 9. I look forward to watching your presentation in 2 weeks.